People often think networking means barreling into a crowded room, locating your target, also known as the biggest name in the room, and wowing that CEO, VP, or president with a canned pitch. But actually, effective networking is about making a true connection that can last and that can be mutually rewarding. Networking has personally helped me build lifelong connections, even friendships. I've become an advisor to people who have networked with me, and I've helped some as they've searched for jobs. I really remember the people who've had impactful, meaningful conversations with me. And sometimes, those networking conversations even made me want to interview them for a role. It's important to refine your networking skills because for some roles, building professional relationships can be a vital aspect of the job search. If you're just starting out, networking can help you learn about job opportunities and meet people who can support you in your job search. Or if you already have some professional experience, people you meet while networking can give you guidance on how to advance your career or develop new skills. You can also get on the radar of people and companies that are looking to hire now or in the future. To make the most of networking, you have to do more than just show up. You need a plan, and you need to prepare. Even if you're the type of person who can wing it during any social occasion and still impress everyone in the room, you should still plan and prepare for networking. And for those of us who are less comfortable with networking, planning and preparing can help you feel more confident. Let's break down 5 elements of successful networking. Let's start with how to identify your ideal audience. Write down who you want to network with and why. This could include people in roles you aspire to, individuals working at companies you'd like to join, or experts whose insights you value. If you're aiming for a different position within your current company, it could be colleagues or managers in those relevant departments. Add people like former managers, peers, old classmates, and friends of friends. Anyone who you have had potential connection with can be a lead for networking. I also find it helpful to identify people who may open the door to even further contacts. These people can act as connectors to help you expand your network. Checking out your connections on professional sites like LinkedIn can help you find those second and third connections. Next, commit yourself to networking by coming up with a few concrete ways to start. Once you've identified someone who you want to network with, look for ways or events where you can connect. If you're further along in networking, you might want to set up phone conversations, coffee talks, or video meetings with the people in your ideal audience. Throughout it all, it's important to organize your connections. Keep track of your current and potential connections in your job search tracker so that you continue to have everything you need in one place. Your spreadsheet can get messy fast, so I'd recommend organizing your contacts into groups. These groups might include allies, who are people you have a strong, frequent connection with. Acquaintances, who you have less frequent connection with, but are still friendly with. Expanded network, which includes people you haven't met but would like to. And insiders, which feature people you can reach out to who are in your ideal role. Now you're ready to build a networking strategy. This essentially means deciding how you'll network. Let me share 3 common ways. The first is one-on-one networking. This could be done with someone who works in a company or industry you're trying to get into, or someone with particular expertise or connections that would be valuable to you. To engage this type of person, check to see if you have mutual connections who could introduce you. If you don't, you can try sending a brief introduction message, but make sure it's meaningful and specific. Be respectful of their time and give them a clear idea of why you want to connect. Before you meet with them, prepare a few talking points. Why do you want to talk to them? What specific skills or experience can you learn from them? What do you want to do with that knowledge? And last, but definitely not least, what value or benefit can you offer to this person? The second type of networking is social networking. You don't always need to interact face-to-face with people to form a connection and exchange ideas. Social media is perfect for this, and it can help you expand your contact list beyond the people you meet in person. For example, you could join LinkedIn groups to share ideas with people in your desired industry. Finally, there's large group networking. To get started, research conferences, talks, and in-person and virtual events where you can meet and talk with multiple people. If you're nervous about going to these types of events alone, you can try inviting a friend, coworker, or say, an ally from your list to come with you. After you've made new connections and added them to your trusty spreadsheet, you need to make your connections last. After all, what good is a list of contacts if they aren't willing to help when you need it in the future? Think about all the information you received about each connection you've made and figure out who you'd like to get to know better. Add these notes to the networking tab of your job search tracker. Then, plan how and when you'll reach out to them to continue the relationship. You don't want to do it too frequently and annoy them, but you don't want to wait several months and potentially lose the connection. Try to strike a happy medium. Also, when you do reach out again, consider referencing what you talked about when you met. You can even log these dates in your tracker to easily reference when you were last in touch with each person. And always remember that networking is about building a mutually beneficial relationship. Make sure you're not only reaching out to the connections when you want or need something. You could, for example, occasionally contact them just to share an article that you think they'd find interesting or helpful. As you become more confident in your networking skills and are getting yourself out there more and more, be sure to bring positive energy to each meeting. Show enthusiasm. Be aware of how you present yourself to others and follow up with a thank you note. Now that we've finished our networking session, let's do one last trip around the room, say our polite goodbyes, and move on to the next part of our job searching journey.